I think we can all agree that Pico de Gallo is an all-time classic for almost everyone around the world. It has a unique combo of texture, citrus, and can go on pretty much anything. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make my absolute favorite way to prepare Pico de Gallo. Now let's go, my little cooks. The best part of Pico de Gallo is that you can use pretty much any tomato. Here I have beefsteak tomatoes, but if you want, you can also use Roma tomatoes. You can even use some heirloom tomatoes. I've never really tried that, but I assume they're good too. Just go ahead and give them a rough chop. If you like them chunky, make them a little bit bigger, a little rough chop. And it doesn't have to be perfect. That's the beauty of a pico, that all the different textures just kind of mesh together. All that juice from the middle, it's already getting on the cutting board, as you can see, but that's gonna add more flavor to our Pico de Gallo. It's gonna give it a lot more depth, a lot more of that delicious, savory flavor that tomato is so notorious for. There we go. That's what I like to see right there. To this day, Pico de Gallo is probably one of my favorite toppings to either put on bowls. I know some of you guys go to Chipotle. I asked them for double. And when I was young, my father used to also make Pico de Gallo for barbecues. And he would just serve them up with some tortilla chips. Sometimes we would just eat them with normal flour tortillas, put it on some rice. Literally anything can go on this pico, and it'll just be delicious. Even on its own, if you want to spoon it in your mouth, go for it. I ain't judging you. Now that all your tomato is beautifully cut, you can put this to the side while we work on the next ingredient. I personally love jalapeños. They're probably one of my favorite peppers ever. If you can't handle the spice though, it's okay. You don't have to put them in. It's optional. But if you do like the spice, you can actually opt for a serrano pepper, which are about 2 to 3 times more spicy than a jalapeno. I'm leaving the seeds in. I don't care. I like the spice. I like what it does to my tummy. If y'all know, y'all know. You know what I mean? Just give it a rough chop. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. The textures together just really make this side dish or this condiment what it is, you know? I'm going to be using 2 jalapenos. Like I said, if you don't really like the heat, just go for 1. I'm going to go ahead and use 2. Plan on using the bathroom. Please wear gloves after working with these chiles. Let me tell you, last time I went to the bathroom after working with a really hot pepper and I used the bathroom, it was not a good day. It was really bad. See that? That's the kind of texture that we want. Like I said, depending on what you like, goes in. Now for the lime juice. Lime juice, you can use lemon, but I personally love the flavor that the lime gives. They're actually a little bit more acidic than lemons. And the way you get more juice out of it is if you roll it out and kind of just burst those pockets on the inside, so that when you squeeze it, it's just gonna come flowing out. Yeah, give that a chop in half. If you're a really big fan of lime, use a whole lime, but if you just want that little hint of flavor, you can go for just 1/2. Beautiful, perfect. I know some of you guys think cilantro tastes like soap, but it's not a true Pico de Gallo without some delicious fresh cilantro. And make sure you wash it, because there's a lot of sand in cilantro. Go for about 1 to 2 ounces, roughly chopped. Doesn't have to be perfect. Let's gather that up. There we go. This is about, by volume, this is like about 1.5 cups. But you know me, your boy likes cilantro. Yeah. We're gonna add the final ingredient, a delicious onion. If you want, you can use a white onion, but I just really love the flavor and the color contrast that the purple onion gives to our Pico de Gallo. So I'm gonna use only half. If you like your breath stanky, go ahead and use the whole onion. Do another slice here. Slice them. Not all the way through, because you want that intact. Swing the knife down, you see? Now you got the most perfect chunky onion pieces. Scoop all of that onion up. Don't miss a single piece. These bench scrapers are really handy too. They just pick up a lot of things in one shot, so you're not missing anything. And check this out, if you need to clean your board, whoop, whoop, give that a good mix in. This is actually the final ingredient that we're gonna add to our pico. A lot of people like to add raw garlic. I'm not really a big fan because it's very powerful. When you bite into that raw garlic, it's gonna be like a spice bomb in your mouth. It's gonna be quite unpleasant. All right, finally, we're gonna add some salt to taste. Add as much as you like. Don't add too much though, because if you add too much, you can't take away. Next, some cracked black pepper. Good amount of this stuff. So I'm gonna give it a couple spins. And lastly, what I like to add, not a lot of people do it, but is a really good finishing, olive oil. This kind of just gives a nice rich taste to a very fresh Pico de Gallo. If you don't want the raw stuff in there, you can just use dried garlic. Has a really good flavor. It's not as strong as the raw stuff, like I said, but it just gives it a good garlicky taste without sacrificing the overpowering of other components of this pico. All right, let's give it a little taste. It does need a little bit more salt, so don't be afraid to adjust it. Pro tip, if you want your pico to be the best flavor possible, put it in the fridge for at least an hour, because this stuff is meant to be eaten cold. All right, check that out. A little bit of cling film goes over, just so it doesn't develop that fridge taste. I know you guys know what I'm talking about, that fridgy flavor. If you got fish in there, everything's tasting like fish. I'm not the kind of guy who makes stuff and overhypes it, but when it comes to this Pico de Gallo recipe, it's one that I developed. It's pretty dang delicious, I'm not gonna lie. I would honestly rate this like a 9 out of 10, but would make it better if it was all for me, but this is really delicious, I'm not gonna joke to you. The jalapenos really come through. That garlic powder I really enjoy because it's not like the raw garlic where it overpowers the whole thing and makes it super spicy. It gives it that nice little hint. The right amount of salt too. Ooh, and the lime juice all together, the tomatoes, makes it the perfect dipping condiment for basically any party, any event, or you know, if you want to come over, if you want to slide, I got some for you. Maybe a little too much, but that is phenomenal. I really enjoyed this, and I really enjoyed you coming with me. If you guys like videos like this where I do B-roll and then I do A-roll, let me know in the comments. And I'm trying to improve on my YouTube a little bit, so I'm trying to up the quality. You might see different things from the shorts, and I'm trying to move away from that because I want your guys' full attention with longer form content. So if you guys can help me out by subscribing, liking, and maybe leaving a comment on the video for the algorithm, I would really appreciate that. And let me know what you guys want to see next. I'm really enjoying this long form content. I feel like we're developing a nice relationship. Relationships, I know that you're not about to just sit there and not have my pico. Oh, open up. Go ahead. Go ahead. Open up. Yeah. We get it. We get it.